To me, the only thing that is fulfilling and where I feel most satisfied is in service. So for the last 15 years of my life, I've been serving at Miripiri Academy. I asked Yogi Bhajan, Sri Singh Sahib, what I should be doing with my life, and first he directed me to learn healing, to learn acupuncture, to learn massage therapy, to do all of these things, and then finally when it came down to the decision to go into which school, he said, maybe you should just get ready and go back to India. And I was really happy to hear that on one side, even though I knew it wasn't a career and it wasn't something where I would be working towards making a lot of money and developing my name in that way. It was a great opportunity to serve and to bring what I had learned being a student and going through the challenges of being in India as a student to the school and help the kids who are having trouble and struggling, and kind of developed from there. I came as a person who was supposed to just help with sports, and I was paid like $200 a month, and I got to live here for free, and that was my first year, and now I'm the principal of the school. So it's been 15 years that I've kind of worked through all the different areas in the school and been able to serve in many different capacities, from one-on-one to being directly involved with everything that happens during the day at the school. And that's most fulfilling to me, is doing something that serves the community or the world at large or a group of people above and beyond yourself. That's most fulfilling to me. Well, we're based, our whole philosophy and our whole schedule and the whole ideal of the school is based on Sri Singh Sahib Yogi Bhajan's guidance. So I think the most important thing that we do is we offer an environment and an experience for the kids to kind of feel what it feels like to live a life of service, a life of discipline, being spiritual, but also being very worldly and balanced in the academic arena and studying. And they get an opportunity to expand their horizon by living in a culture that is very foreign to all of them, and interacting with that culture regularly, learning a language, learning the practices of this culture and of this lifestyle. And it's something that, whether they make a choice to live that way or not when they leave here, at least they have experienced it and they've been in an environment where it's changed them and they felt what it feels like to be in that place. So later on in their life, if they are going through something difficult, if they are challenged, if they have something that is confronting them, they can always fall back on this experience and know what it was like to be in this kind of bubble of discipline and of peace and of an experience that uplifted them. And they have the community at large that can support them through that, and that experience in themselves that will also get them through anything. That's the idea. I can only consider Sri Singh Sahib's quote, Yogi Bhajan's quote, where he says that we're not a human being here to have a spiritual experience, we're a spiritual being here to have a human experience. And I think there is no bigger meaning to learn or to find or to understand or to research, but simply to be who you are and to meditate, to clean your karma, to clean your own existence so that you're living as you should be living, peaceful and happy, and there's no bigger meaning than that. I like the experience that we've had here at the school is, and just in my life in general, is that, like Sri Singh Sahib talked a lot about, that there will be no secrets. Everyone kind of understands and knows everything. And we're finding that not only in our community as Sikhs or as Western Sikhs, but even in our small community of our school, that everyone is on the same page. Everyone understands very clearly what's happening with each other, what's happening with the other person, with their friends, with their teachers, with their staff. And it's funny because the person themselves may think that they're the only one who knows what's happening to them, but everyone around them, and it's a secret to them, everyone around them understands and is right there with them and can see it very clearly. That's a big change and a big shift. There's also a huge pressure on all of us in terms of discipline and having a strong nervous system and a spiritual strength because of the amount of insanity, the amount of depression, the amount of disease, the amount of fear, the amount of all of these things that are building in the world from all of the events that are taking place, is causing people to crumble. And if they don't have the strength of that discipline that will give them a strong nervous system, then it seems to be very difficult for those people to go through it. And we're very fortunate to have this technology of Kundalini Yoga, and that's what serves us and that's what gets us through it. It seems like each year the pressure is more and more, and I don't think it's better or worse. I just think it's more, that there's more prevalent. People are more and more affected by this shift and the change and the pressure of all of these things, of technology and all the things that are happening and changing in the world, that it will affect people more and more. It's not that it's worse necessarily, but it's that we'll notice it more. Yogi Bhajan Singh Sahib used to always say that people will stop you in traffic, pull you out of your car, and force you to tell them what to do to serve themselves, because they see that you look happy and you look radiant, and what are they going to do to get that? And they won't just politely come to a yoga class, they'll pull you out of line in the grocery store and start slapping you until you tell them what they can do to serve themselves. And it feels like it could certainly go there. I think the only thing that's helped me is to be consistent with my own practice, with my own discipline, with my own sadhana. And you need to find a technique and a practice that you have every day that gives you strength and gives you peace, that carries through that day, so that whatever faces you, whatever confronts you, you are stable and you are secure in yourself and in your own being, that you can easily override that challenge. And for us, it's Kundalini Yoga. And there's nothing else that gives that. We have the discipline of Sikh Dharma, of reading banis, of doing japji and all of these banis every day, and all of that is a philosophy, but at the end of the day, it's the practice of that each day that will give you the strength to overcome anything. And that's the greatest blessing of Kundalini Yoga, is that we have that opportunity to practice in the morning. And it's not that you wake up and you've practiced it and you're great because you've done a 2-hour or a 3-hour sadhana and nothing will affect you. Probably more things come to challenge you, but that practice has created a grit and a strength within you to overcome those challenges. And it has to be consistent.